David, I've been thinking a lot about our profession lately. Being an engineer is hard nowadays, man. I don't remember it being this tough when we first started out.
I hear you, Mark. It feels like the competition has become fiercer with each passing year. Back in the day, getting a degree some experience was enough to secure a decent job. Now, it's like you need to be a jack of all trades just to get noticed.
Exactly. I remember when I first got out of college, my biggest worry was making sure I knew the basics of my field, getting the theory down, understanding the core principles. Now, it's like you have to be an expert in everything: AI, machine learning, coding, data analysis, just to keep up.
Yeah, the L-scape has changed. I think a big part of it is the sheer number of engineers entering the field every year. The supply has just exploded. Every year, thousands of new graduates flood the market, all with top-notch skills, fresh ideas. It's getting harder to stand out.
Let's not forget the impact of globalization. Engineers from all over the world are competing for the same positions. It's not just local talent anymore. Companies can hire someone from halfway across the world who's willing to do the job for less. It's tough to compete with that.
That's a huge point. I've seen it firsthand. A lot of companies are outsourcing work to countries where labor is cheaper. It's understandable from a business perspective, but it puts a lot of pressure on us here. We have to constantly prove our worth, show that we bring something unique to the table that can't be outsourced.
Right, that's not even the whole story. The rapid pace of technological change is another big challenge. New tools, languages, frameworks are popping up all the time. It feels like just when you've mastered one thing, something new comes along that you have to learn. It's exhausting trying to keep up.
You're right. The pace of change is relentless. The worst part is, if you fall behind, even just a little, it can be really hard to catch up. There's always someone younger, hungrier, more up-to-date waiting to take your place.
Yeah, the pressure to keep up doesn't just come from employers. It's also internal. There's this constant fear that if you don't stay on top of the latest trends, you'll become obsolete. It's like you can never stop learning.
That's so true. Continuous learning is now a requirement, not just a nice to have. But it's not just about learning new things. You also have to be able to apply them in a meaningful way. It's one thing to know about the latest tech, but if you can't use it to solve real-world problems, it's useless.
That's where things get tricky. It's one thing to learn a new programming language or framework, but it's a whole different ballgame to apply it effectively. It takes time experience to really master these tools. That's time we don't always have.
Exactly. Let's not forget the added pressure of working in a team. Collaboration has always been a part of engineering, but now, with remote work becoming more common, it adds a new layer of complexity. It's harder to communicate, harder to stay on the same page. It's easier for things to fall through the cracks.
Yeah, remote work is a double-edged sword. On the one H, it offers flexibility, but on the other H, it can make collaboration more challenging. When you're working on complex engineering projects, even small miscommunications can lead to big problems.
Then there's the issue of job security. With so much competition, there's always this lingering fear that you could be replaced at any moment. No matter how good you are, there's always someone else who might be better or willing to work for less.
That's a harsh reality we have to face. The job market is so volatile. Even if you're doing well today, there's no guarantee you'll be in the same position tomorrow. It's like walking on a tightrope.
That's why I think mental resilience is becoming just as important as technical skills. You have to be able to handle the stress, the uncertainty, the constant pressure. It's easy to burn out if you're not careful.
Burnout is a real problem in our field. The long hours, the constant learning, the pressure to deliver. It can all add up. I've seen a lot of good engineers just get overwhelmed, quit altogether.
It's sad, but true. The industry demands so much from us. It's not just about being smart or skilled anymore. You have to be tough, adaptable, always ready to push yourself to the limit.
You know what makes it even harder? The expectations from society. People think that because we're engineers, we must have it all figured out. They don't see the struggles, the late nights, the constant stress. They just see the title, assume we're living the dream.
That's so true. There's this misconception that engineering is a guaranteed path to success stability. But in reality, it's anything but. It's a constant grind. There's no guarantee of anything.
The worst part is, sometimes it feels like the more successful you become, the harder it gets. The stakes get higher, the responsibilities grow, the pressure to perform only increases.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. It's like climbing a mountain. The higher you go, the thinner the air, the more difficult it becomes to keep moving forward. But you can't stop because there are others climbing right behind you, ready to take your spot.
That's a good analogy. It's a constant climb. You have to keep pushing, no matter how tired you are. But at the same time, you have to find a way to enjoy the journey. Otherwise, what's the point?
Exactly. Finding that balance is key. You have to stay motivated, keep growing, but you also have to take care of yourself. If you burn out, all that hard work goes to waste.
That's where having a good support system comes in. Whether it's family, friends, or colleagues, having people who understand what you're going through can make a huge difference.
I couldn't agree more. Having people who can relate to your struggles, who can offer advice or just listen, is invaluable. It helps you stay grounded, reminds you that you're not alone in this.
It's important to remember that it's okay to ask for help. We're in a profession where we're expected to know a lot, but that doesn't mean we have to know everything. Sometimes, the best thing you can do is reach out to someone with more experience or a different perspective.
Collaboration is key. There's no shame in admitting when you need help. In fact, I think that's one of the strengths of a good engineer. Knowing when to ask for help, being willing to learn from others.
That's a great point. Engineering is a team effort, after all. No one succeeds alone. We shouldn't try to. We can all learn from each other. That's what makes us stronger as a profession.
Exactly. Speaking of learning from others, I think mentorship is something we should all take seriously. Having a mentor who can guide you, share their experiences, help you navigate the challenges can be a game changer.
I've been lucky to have had a few great mentors throughout my career. They've made a huge difference. They've helped me avoid mistakes, given me valuable insights, encouraged me when I needed it most.
Same here. A good mentor can really help you see the bigger picture, remind you why you got into this field in the first place. They can help you keep your eyes on the prize, even when things get tough.
Let's not forget the importance of mentoring others, too. We've been in the field long enough now that we have valuable knowledge to share. Helping the next generation of engineers can be incredibly rewarding.
That's true. It's a way to give back, also to stay connected with the evolving trends, ideas. Mentoring younger engineers forces us to stay sharp, keep learning, which is crucial in this fast-paced industry.
It's a cycle, isn't it? We learn from those who came before us, then we pass that knowledge on to the next generation. It's how our profession evolves, stays strong.
Exactly. In a way, that's what makes engineering so special. It's a field that's always changing, always growing, always challenging us to be better. It's hard, yes, but that's also what makes it so rewarding.
You're right. It's easy to get caught up in the stress, the competition, but at the end of the day, we're part of something bigger. We're solving problems, building the future, making a real impact on the world.
That's something to be proud of. No matter how tough it gets, we're doing work that matters. As long as we keep that in mind, we can find the strength to keep going.
It's not an easy road, but it's a road worth traveling. As long as we keep learning, keep pushing ourselves, keep supporting each other, we'll be able to face whatever challenges come our way.
Well said, Mark. I guess at the end of the day, the competition might be fierce, but it's also what drives us to be the best we can be. That's something I'm willing to embrace. Challenges all.
Same here, David. It's a tough journey, but it's one I'm proud to be on. Here's to the challenges ahead, to us rising to meet them.
Cheers to that, Mark. We've got this.